soil microbiome and the biology within it has been mistreated, abused, and frankly, taken advantage of. We constantly ignore the basic needs of the biology under our feet. They need a home, they need food to eat, and they need air to breathe to do the job that they're intended to do. But we constantly abuse them with compaction, high salt fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, you name it. Pretty much every modern commercial farming practices abuse the biology in our soil. We do all these things and then wonder why our fertilizer is less efficient, why we're constantly having to add more to it, why our crops are suffering, why our soil doesn't work like it used to. And we also wonder why we're constantly fed more and more new products that are supposed to fix the problem when all they do is exacerbate the issue that we have within our soil. There is always a room for all of the products that are available though. Sometimes you need that NPK product. Sometimes you got to do some tillage. And sometimes you need to use a cover crop. Sometimes no-till is the right practice. But we have been using all of those in a manner that is not beneficial to the bugs in the soil. And we're paying for it. We're seeing that we've got to use more fertilizer and more pesticides and herbicides. We're seeing crops that are not healthy. So there is things that we can do to fix those issues. Very basic, and it's honestly way easier than it should be. If you want to truly get to the root cause, to get down into the dirt and actually build it and fix the problems that you have, the first step is calcium. Because calcium is what creates the space in the soil. It's what helps move nutrients into the plant. And without calcium that is available in the ground, your fertilizer program is less efficient. Your herbicide and pesticide use has to be higher because its use is less efficient. The microbes suffer greatly without soluble calcium in the ground, because without soluble calcium, there's usually not enough oxygen. Without enough oxygen, they can't breathe. Also, when there's not calcium in there creating the pore space for those microbes to move around and do their job, the nutrients moving through the soil profile is less efficient. All right, enough of the doom and gloom. If calcium is the key to fixing the soil, and why the heck is my soil not working? Because I have a crap ton, literal tons per acre of calcium in our soil. Well, that's because calcium is usually tied to something, just like lime per se. If you put lime, which is calcium carbonate, see, tied to something there, on your soil, yeah, you got a little bit of calcium there that probably will unlock some more calcium, but it's tied to something. So what has to happen is that carbonate has to be removed. So calcium that we're using and we're applying and we're selling to our customers literally has the carbonate removed. So you just have pure soluble calcium, pure available calcium. But there's another caveat. The caveat is that the electrical charge of that calcium has to be very specific. If we are going into a liquid starter blend or a foliar application, we will have a different cleaned calcium that we put on a plant. If we put it in the trench for the plant, or if we put it on the plant to help fix a calcium deficiency, that is going to be a calcium that has a specific charge to penetrate the stomata of the plant. Now, if we are applying it to the soil as a application to help regenerate, improve, open up the soil, that is going to have a slightly different electrical charge, and so we keep that in mind, or the product that we are using has that kept in mind. So what we do, grams per acre, 1/5 of a pound per acre per year with 5 or 10 pounds of sugar. That means you can spend $25 per acre for 3 years in a row and totally change your farm. $25 per acre per year, change your farm entirely. So what's going to happen is that calcium is going to be topically applied with a little bit of sugar, and that comes in later. That calcium, as it works down through the soil profile, is just going to relax. It's going to open up. It's going to let the soil breathe and do the job that it's intended to do. So once that soil has the pore space back in it and the microbes can breathe and they can do their job, and you give them a little bit of food, i.e. sugar, wow, they really start to work on the soil. The soil structure is getting built up. They're constantly moving down throughout the profile. If there's nutrients locked up, they're getting unlocked, and then they have a place to go if they need to wash. and all these other things start to work like they were intended to. And it's simple as one application for 3 to 5 years and totally change your farm. We have totally seen a huge change switching to this approach in fertilizer, not only on our own farm, but other people's farms. We're putting on less fertilizer, we're getting more efficient use out of it. We are also using less herbicides and pesticides, and we're seeing a lot less disease pressure. So if you truly want to change your farm, you really need to consider putting calcium on topically on your soil in the fall so that it has time to work on the soil throughout the winter. So if you want real change in your fertilizer bill or your inputs in whole, you need to start now. Get some calcium, get some sugar, get it applied to your soil, and make sure the calcium is cleaned of its carbon and has the proper electrical charge. And if you want to get it from us, guess what? You know where to get it. God bless. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time on American Beef Ranch.